Go to get some Soul Calibur.
You shall die, scum. Scum. Die.
Let's play some Soul Calibur. Good God, Sam.
What?
Sam.
Mongrel. Mongrel. I belong amongst the heavens, and you would have me trod upon the ground?
Oh shoot, I should have turned the volume down before I started.
Mongrel.
Just to start this off.
Soul of Sophitia.
This fight's mine. Leave it to me.
Oh, wow. Okay. We're starting with custom. Nice.
Mongrel, you shall die.
Are you going to change her name, at least?
I will destroy you. Yeah, I'll change it eventually when I stop.
Let's
Get this started.
You think you can beat
Me?
Oh, hey, oh, shoot. I forgot. It's the X button. Okay. I mean, I've been mainly focused on Tekken, and, oh, okay. Now I got it. Oh, damn it. Damn it. Okay.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought
Forgot
so
some of the controls because I was mainly focused on Tekken.
Mongrel, die. Bow before me.
So I apologize for not really trying to kill you.
You are nothing before my incredible power.
Leave it to me.
Hurry. Bring the next one before me. And die.
And you haven't changed hers either.
Die.
And you haven't changed hers either.
You shall know my darkness.
What do you think of her? You like her?
All must bleed.
I'm trying to make her like a steampunk. Oh shoot, I forgot about her voice. Damn it. Oh, damn it. I should have blocked. I was close.
Battle 2. Fight.
Oh, No, dang it. Oh shoot, why did I do that? This ain't Tekken! I'm focusing more on Tekken and its controls than this. Oh, damn it. Ah!
Claim victory.
Next.
Man. Okay, I need
Welcome
to
to the
forget
stage of
Tekken
history,
because I'm
retold.
playing Soul Calibur. Okay, I think I just did.
Found you.
Found you.
Not paying attention to what I'm saying. Because I'm talking to you.
Bleed, suffer, die before me.
Person who's watching this,
Need to exterminate the pests.
Die,
friend is
die.
always like this whenever he plays Soul Calibur. Damn, dude! Don't be so loud! God, dude.
I give you.
Battle 2. Fight.
Fine. You dare deny me my victory.
I need to check.
Eternal pain.
The battle is over. Show respect.
I won't kill you yet.
Your soul is mine.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Was that for the custom Siegfried?
Soul of tyranny.
I'm betting that was for the custom Siegfried.
Perish before me.
Dude, talk for real, please.
Do you know how hard it is to do that voice? Having me break character and shit. Yes, it was, if you must know. Now, as I was saying, rot, die, burn away.
Ancient gods.
Care to dance with me? You think you can beat me?
Oh, you're a Killick.
One.
A girl, yes.
Oh my god. Let's beat the reversal edges. Oh, dang it.
Don't run. Aw, you're so boring.
Battle 2.
Well, thank you for the inspirational speech. Yeah, the great Soul Calibur 6.
The flawless Soul Calibur 6.
Aw, you're so boring.
The one that my friend is first place winner in Soul Calibur 4. In online ranking. Betting he is in this game.
Not yet. Mostly play offline.
So glad Talem is in.
I mean, not yet.
So glad Talem is in.
Talem.
Talem.
I mean, Talem. Okay, I can't do the voice anymore. Thanks, Cartoon. You had to ruin the character. Ruin my performance.
Welcome to the stage of history.
You're welcome,
Being negative.
Valtor.
You know what? You just being. You know what? You're just a negative Nancy. That's what you are.
You're welcome, Valtor.
You know what
just-
happens to negative Nancys?
Let's do this.
Oh, he's mentioning my
YouTube
tag
channel.
name.
YouTube channel.
When souls
He's mentioning my YouTube channel name,
is not for your take.
which I'm still trying to change, which I can't.
Battle 1. Fight.
Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
Battle 2. Fight. How can I lose?
Eternity.
Also, those waifu OCs.
No choice. Fight.
He just called your OCs waifus.
Thank you. That means I did my job well.
Ah, damn it. You blocked it. Dang it.
Kill you yet.
I won't kill you yet.
You blocked it, damn it.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Feed the dragon. You know, I gotta ask, is this the same person who was watching the Tekken live stream, or is this some other person?
Yeah, it's the same person.
Sweet. I want you to know that I'm a perfectly normal and sane human being, and anything you may have heard during either of these broadcasts is simply for show and the entertainment of the masses. At no point in real life have I ever had any violent or questionable outbursts that would cause you to question my sanity and or mental state. I would like you to know that.
Which way the wind's blowing. Need to
Exterminate the pests.
Battle 1. Fight!
I'll win. I'll win.
Yeah, you could strip off a person's clothes in this game. You could take off their pieces of armor in this game.
Sink down with your fear.
Yep, love ripping clothes off.
Now, I'm motivated.
Are you freaking serious, dude?
Yes.
Are you dead?
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Corpse.
Such a beautiful corpse.
I will feast on your soul.
Welcome
My
to the stage
life
of history.
I shall take.
Unknown soul.
Oh, why did I do that?
Does not matter. A fight all the same shall be enough to entertain.
Okay, necrophiliac.
Hey!
Warriors cross
Don't you slander me!
gaze of the ancient
No. I was speaking to the guy.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold up! Hold up! Hold up!
What?
Hold
Oh,
on.
is your thing off again?
Yeah, my TV shut off. Hold up. God damn it. Okay, we good.
Oh, it's fine. Fine, don't worry. Ah, dang it. Wrong button. Oh my god, dude. Oh! I actually got that one.
battle 2. Fight!
my special bar isn't filled. That's why my special ain't up. That's why I didn't do my special. Oh yeah, I'm betting you were saving
your death cries.
Leave your hope in shreds. Fight.
Oh damn it, that was me being stupid. You just did a reversal edge where I was pressing the special button.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
All shall break. Alright, let's get serious, Corey.
I don't think there's ever a serious
Welcome to
time.
the stage of history retold. Wise choice.
Nightmare has begun.
Your nightmare has begun.
So, has there been any more statements from the stream chat?
No.
Oh. That saddens me.
No, I'm still watching, don't worry.
Let the power of my words sink into your soul.
Your soul. Power your soul.
That's the quote I want to hear. Now the stream's accurate. Oh, damn. You were doing that. Okay.
That'll be an interesting fight.
Oh, what? Okay.
The battle is over.
Okay.
What?
The way that
Welcome to
ended,
the stage
well,
of
like, what the
history
hell?
retold.
Listen to the raging of my soul. Come on.
The wind is calling.
Let's go.
for it.
Battle 1. Fight!
See! Stay down!
I was blocked.
You need more practice.
Battle 2. Fight!
Oh, damn it. Why? Oh, okay. Nice.
I need not harm you.
Apparently you are.
Battle
Well, duh.
fight!
Pull back, then strike.
Oh my god.
Is this? The slow-mo was beautiful.
Claim victory and bask in the glory. Welcome to the stage of history.
Oh, you know, Corey, something that annoys me. I couldn't find the Batman one, no matter how hard I looked. I want to know what happens if Bloom is raised by poison ivy. I want to know.
Yes, Killick can do that.
Please ask about the story. Please ask about the story. Please ask about the story.
No.
Please
No.
ask about the story. Has anyone asked about the story yet? Can I explain it?
No.
In brutal, long, extended detail? Down to precise movements of the hair? Please? No? Please? Oh, please?
Yes, yes. Yes, ooh, in case you don't know, he can do that.
Well, let me explain it.
Battle 1.
No, I'm not gonna explain it. Unless someone directly asks, I won't go into it.
Oh, dang it.
What? Is that it? Battle 2. Fight!
Usually been playing the Libera Souls mode with my new.
Stand up. Separate. What? Is that it? Battle 3. Fight!
You're doing a bundle of low attacks. Yay! ain't what it is called, but
That is called a low attack.
oh, okay.
Well, if you want to get technical, it's called a combo and release, but whatever. But I'm not gonna be a cuck, or a grammar Nazi or whatever you'd be in this instance. Would you be a grammar Nazi if you're talking about terms in a fighting game? I don't know. Does that make me a grammar Nazi? I don't know if that makes me a grammar Nazi. Do you think that makes me a grammar Nazi? I don't think that makes me a grammar Nazi.
Cervantes.
Now to take your soul,
Oh, okay.
fear me. Now to take your soul. See just how strong I am. You done talking yet?
Battle one.
One. Fight! Hit you.
Oh, damn it.
Battle two. Fight.
Will burn! Sink down with your fear.
Yeah, you see these lame combos, or these lame moves that the left is doing. That is me being a that is of not having an
The battle is over.
that is me not being able to remember the controls or anything that has to deal with this game. Although I did play as Killick and I beaten the highest difficulty in this game in
Welcome to the
arcade
stage
mode.
of history retold.
As this guy.
This nightmare.
Oh my god. Okay.
I will end this nightmare.
I will end this nightmare.
Will I ever be saved? I am nightmare no more.
The wind, let the power of my
Or my words seep into your soul.
Why hasten your
Hasten your death.
battle one. Fight.
Oh, damn it.
Battle two. Fight.
Oh, dang it! That's the same thing. How is that possible? Person, do you think that that's a? Do you think that's a dumb move? Do you think that's a bullshit move?
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
Forgive me. I love this guy. I love Siegfried.
Welcome to the stage of
Have I ever
history.
told you why I main Siegfried for?
Actually, no, you did not.
When my uncle Ronnie showed me my first Soul Calibur game, he let me play as Nightmare, and because I thought Nightmare looked cool. And at that point in time in the storyline, Siegfried was Nightmare. So ever since then, I have mained both Siegfried and Nightmare, but I've made a vow to never lose a single fight as Siegfried. And ever since I was a little kid who was letting my uncle teach me how to play, I never have.
Souls are offered to the gods amidst deathly chants.
I found a new one. Lucky me.
Do not delude yourself, thou wretched fool.
Battle 1. Fight!
Yeah, she is. Yes, Amy is DLC.
Yep. She'll be the next DLC to release, followed by Cassandra.
Yeah.
Hmm?
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
You shall make a fine pet for Amy.
Wait a minute. But I'm confused about something. Okay.
About what?
Welcome to the stage of history.
So, what should be the max number of playable characters in a fighter?
Well, that depends on your fighter. If you're Soul Calibur, well, I think this game has a near perfect roster, but that's more because of the characters than the number itself. It really depends on the game and its universe, because ideally you'd like to have all the fan favorite characters and all the story essential characters. There's another fighting game that I'm not gonna get into my laundry list. Well, it's not even a laundry list. It's my Declaration of Independence sized worth of complaints about Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. Garbage story. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway,
Warriors cross swords
sorry.
beneath the
I'm
Why
sorry.
would you tell him about the story, about your complaints of the story? Because I've been telling this person about.
It's
what
like
you,
6 in the damn. It's like 6 in the damn morning. I don't have time to list out every single complaint.
Quick enough. Damn it.
Super easy.
Battle 2. Fight.
Yeah. No way. Now. Huh. Taya. Yeah. No. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. You're up. You're up. Yeah. No. Huh? What's happening?
Ring out.
No way.
Where's something to throw? Where is something to throw?
Fight.
Let's find something to throw. Oh, okay. I actually liked part of Armageddon's story.
Would you knock it off?
Yeah, that was when it was good. The shitty reboot is what I'm talking about. Armageddon was freaking awesome, and it set up a ton of cool ideas that never got utilized because let's reboot the story and let's change all the characters for no goddamn reason. Sorry, I'm sorry. Sorry, didn't mean to lose my cool there. I don't like the Mortal Kombat reboot. I don't know if I've made that clear.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
I'm sorry for yelling. That may have hurt your ears. I apologize.
No, I didn't.
Time to party!
It's fine.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to lose control. I also hate most of the new characters that were introduced in Mortal Kombat X.
Like Ferritor?
Ferritor. Well,
In a cursed castle.
I didn't like Ferritor. I didn't like Kotal Khan. I didn't. The only new characters I actually liked were Aaron Black, because I think a cowboy voiced by Troy Baker is just cool, and Takeda because he was actually a natural evolution of the of existing stuff. Like Cassie Cage is just a poor man's version of Sonya with a few moves from Johnny. Jackie is just a gender bent version of Jax with a poor man's version of Metallic Arms. I mean, like, come on. Kotal Khan is a shitty knockoff of Ogre from Tekken, and his motivations change at the drop of a freaking hat. Like, 1 second, he's, we must be an honorable people. We must fight with Earthra. We must fight on the side of Earthra, and blah 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 blah. Then the next second, he's kidnapping the freaking combat kids and using weird hold powers that he can't even use in the freaking game. And they ruined a ton of really cool characters by making them revenants and thus for completely useless jobbers to the story. And that's not even getting started on what happened to Scorpion. God damn it. I mean, honestly. But yeah, fun fact about Scorpion. Scorpion is not a Revenant. Scorpion is a Spectre because when he died, he was killed by Sub-Zero. Oh, the Scorpion spirit, which is a demon that exists in the MK universe, it gave him the chance to return to life and avenge his death. Which is why he has the fire powers, like the teleport, and he can raise the fire out of the ground, and shit like that. He's not a Revenant. He's never been a Revenant. And in the original timeline, his story was about seeking vengeance, but also seeing the consequences thereof. Like in the original version of Mortal Kombat 2, when Scorpion saw the second Sub-Zero, he was overcome with guilt that he had taken away someone's family, like the original Sub-Zero had taken him away from his own. So he vowed to fight alongside the new Sub-Zero because it wouldn't redeem him of his sins, like of killing his brother, but it was doing something better with himself. I mean, honestly. And then in the new timeline, they give him a chance to not kill Sub-Zero, which understandably he doesn't do, because he doesn't, know he has a brother and all that shit. But then, in frickin' MKX, they have him, Scorpion, don't kill this guy because bad stuff will happen, which is a repeat of the same plot, which is just bad writing for one thing. And secondly, in the new timeline, it's been 20 years. He's had time to think about this and know not to make stupid decisions.
Did you mention the stupid decisions for me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Court. I didn't mean to go kind of wild. You probably wanted to say something during that entire rant, and that's you know what? I'm not even done. No, the bullshit with setting up Cyrax, because in the original timeline, Cyrax he did object to the Cyber Initiative, but he was still turned into a cyborg. But then, with help from Kenshi, Sonya, and Jax, they restored the part of his soul that was still him, and he became a fighter for Earthrealm, and he left the original Lin Kuei, which had now been turned into the Takunin, and the reformed Lin Kuei led by the younger Sub-Zero. But in the new timeline, they go out of their way to have, like, 25 to 30 minutes of shitty MK9 about Cyrax doubting the Lin Kuei, but then he just dies in the shitty comic between the two games. We never see him again. What was the freaking point? And that completely destroyed the possibility of the Takunin, who were freaking badass. They were robot ninjas with lightsabers. What's not cool about that? Ugh.
What about Shinjigo?
You mean Shujinko?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have him show up in the new timeline as a throwaway thing for Cassie Cage's ending, even though in the original timeline, Shujinko was used by Onaga and given this talisman and thing that gave him the ability to basically learn the abilities of all the other fighters, which he wouldn't master them fully on their level or anything, but he'd be a pretty formidable foe. He was pretty cool. Like, he knew how to do Scorpion Spear, he knew how to use Boraicho's Drunken Fist, he had loose control over the element, which he learned from Raiden and Fujin. It was freaking awesome! But, no, we don't need that anymore. We have a new generation. This is a new story.
Oh damn it, that was horrible.
We have a new story!
I don't mind Portal cause I'll take any Aztec influenced characters. Baraka is...
They already had Aztec influenced characters! His name was Havoc!
Baraka is dead by Insect Lady. Same insect gave Melina one of the most blood and finish.
Yeah, that was friggin' stupid! Because in the new timeline, Melina didn't actually get to develop as a character. She was completely useless. In the original timeline, we saw Melina not only created to serve and fight for Shao Kahn, we saw her in the time that Shao Kahn was believed to be killed by the Deadly Alliance, sort of come into her own as she impersonated Katana, fought against the Dragon King Onaga. She became her own character. In the new timeline, what does she do? She is created in the events of MK9, even though that's canonically inaccurate, for one thing. Secondly, she does absolutely nothing in MK9 but fight Katana like once and then get beat up by Smoke, which was lame. And then she's made the leader of a rebellion, but she's completely incompetent. Or no, I'm sorry, she rules Outworld for a while, but she's completely incompetent. and then her rule is challenged by Kotal Khan. She's dethroned in like an hour.
Oh, damn it.
And then she's killed off like it was nothing. Think of all this. Okay, even if you have to have the shitty new timeline with the Civil War and all that, think of all the stories we could have had with this new direction. But no, let's just throw her away because she's an old character and this is the new generation. And that's just one of the old characters.
Yeah, fuck Bug Lady. Take her moveset. Give it to a girl that summons bugs that can morph herself and not kill people via lesbian kisses. What about Sub-Zero?
Okay, Sub-Zero's gonna take me a minute. Okay. So, which Sub-Zero are you talking about? Original Sub-Zero or second Sub-Zero? Because they both got their origins slightly changed, although the first Sub-Zero wasn't screwed over as much.
He's talking about the... Wait, I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. I was looking at the comments.
It's okay. It's cool.
Oh no! Crap.
You're not gonna die. Oh wait, no, wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna
nope,
die.
you died.
Thank you.
Yeah, you died. Okay, I'm just gonna assume you're talking about the original Sub-Zero, or not the original, the second. I'm gonna assume you're talking about the second Sub-Zero. Okay, so in the original timeline, the second Sub-Zero, for one thing, never was turned into a cyborg. For two, he never died. And what ended up happening was, in MK2, he didn't really fight alongside Earthrealm so much as he fought against Outworld, and technically against his own clan, the Lin Kuei, because they hadn't told him who killed his brother, and he knew someone from Outworld, or associated with Outworld, killed his brother. While there, he was seen by Scorpion, and I already explained that. Scorpion decided to fight alongside the original Sub-Zero to redeem himself for the sin of killing the first Sub-Zero, who he knew had to be family to him in some way. He didn't specifically know they were brothers, but he knew that he had taken away the loved one of someone else, and that crushed him emotionally. He hated that. So, later down the line, Scorpion is told by Quan Chi that his family and clan, by extension, were killed by this second Sub-Zero. So, enraged once again with vengeance, Scorpion sought to destroy the new Sub-Zero, who they did fight. Scorpion did beat him to nearly the point of death until Quan Chi revealed himself, basically explained that was a lie, and in this really badass scene, Scorpion and Sub-Zero team up against Quan Chi.
Yeah.
So then after that, and after the new, basically after the Cyber Initiative, Sector took over the Lin Kuei from his father. His father was the leader of the Lin Kuei in both timelines. That's actually accurate. They didn't change that. which was nice. And he formed a new clan called the Takunin, which were the robots with the lightsabers that I mentioned earlier. Sub-Zero, in believing that it was his duty now to redeem the legacy of the Lin Kuei, formed the new Lin Kuei and vowed to fight and protect Earthrealm. He then went on to train many ninjas in the art of cryomancy, which is his ice powers, one of them being Frost. She's not really that important, but I guess I'll talk about her. Frost was this chick. She was naturally a cryomancer like Sub-Zero, and she wanted the Lin Kuei for herself.
Alright.
Victory will not come easily.
So, then we get to Deadly Alliance and by extension, Deception, in the war with the Dragon King. Sub-Zero, finding what's called the Dragon's Armor, going with his Dragon Medallion, which, if my memory serves, was, it was built in, like, an admiration of, Onaga the Dragon King, which is the Shredder armor you see him wear in Deception. It's also his alternate in, Armageddon.
Oh, dang it.
And that's really where his story kind of ends, because Armageddon never got,
Ding! Oh, shoot. But
Now, we can speculate, based off of Sub-Zero's ending in that game, that he would have gained new powers and either had become a sort of demigod-like figure, or he would have continued with the whole Lin Kuei thing, teaming up with, what's her name, Serena, who was the semi-love interest of his brother when his brother was alive, and his brother did his mission thing for Quan Chi in Mortal Kombat Mythology, which, for some reason, they want to change all this random bullshit about every other character. They don't change anything about mythology. But whatever. It is what it is.
what about So how?
Let's do this.
Su Hao.
Su Hao?
Well, Su Hao never really got any development in the original timeline. I mean, he didn't get any in the new timeline either. In the new timeline, he just showed up and got killed. In the old timeline, really all he accomplished was blowing up a Special Forces base, and then he was killed by Jax, and then he was brought back to life, and then was killed again. But that's really all there is to his story. He was a character that, I believe it was Ed Boon or John Vogel or somebody was very adamant about them just not liking for some reason. So they never really did anything with him in either timeline.
Oh damn, I never hit you. What the heck? Okay.
You did not hit me. You did not. You did not.
What about Fire God from NK Mythology?
They die off screen in MKX. Literally all of them get the same treatment. They get killed off screen in MKX in the opening of the game, the Johnny Cage chapter.
Oh damn. Alright. Oh, nice. Hornbuckle?
Now to take your soul. Claim victory and bask in the glory.
Is there any other characters you would like to know about
Said
the fates of
Hornbuckle.
the new timeline? Hornbuckle. Even I don't know who that is.
Yeah, so who is Hornbuckle?
Do you mean?
Jarek.
Oh, Jarek. Jarek was killed off screen in the MKX comic book, getting no development, and I think he might have said 2 lines.
Let's begin.
But he gets killed in the comic book, so we're never gonna see him again. And he gets he's referenced in an intro line in MKX.
Yeah, anything else, man, you want to talk? You want to explain? Did he scream out gay slurs?
A history of conflict repeats itself at this old city.
Did Jarek
What, me?
scream gay slurs?
I'm going to have fun with you.
Not to my knowledge. Oh yeah, I forgot about this intro. Sizes and everything. Oh yeah, and another thing the new timeline did that was shitty. They made Ermac into a completely useless side character. He had a whole arc about being freed from the control of Shao Kahn, just finding his own destiny. It was awesome! But no, let's just have him be a random dude in the background, subservient to whoever rules Outworld, because that's a cool story. It's not actually a cool story. I don't know if I don't know if my sarcasm was detectable.
It's a reference to his MK4 ending where he yells,
No, Jarek, this is not a brutality. This is a fatality. Jax, I thought you were, what, dead? Like my partner you just tossed off the cliff? What? No, you have to arrest me! You have to uphold the law! Wait, this is brutality! No, Jarek. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Wrong, Jarek. This is not a brutality. This is a fatality.
no. No, he didn't actually scream out gay slurs in that scene.
No, he just says.
Welcome to the stage
That's
of
what he
history.
says. It sounds like he's saying
Natara?
something gay. Natara, I don't even think she exists in the new timeline. I don't think the vampire realm exists at all in the new timeline.
Let's do this.
Because let's take an established place, let's take a place we could expand upon and tell tons of stories with, and let's just not use it because that's a great idea. I really like Natara because I like vampires. I'm sure with my name being Vampire Bloodfang that was not obvious, but whatever.
The deathly silence and an invitation to madness.
But yeah, I really like vampires. I used to play a lot of Natara, and yeah, but I don't even think she exists in the new timeline.
Draman?
Dramin, I don't think he exists in the new timeline either. Moloch does. You can see Moloch, or you can see an Oni at least, in Quan Chi's intro in MKX. And you can see, I think the developer said specifically, Moloch is in the background of Goro's lair in MK11. That amazing game that's going to come out later this year. That
Now you
amazing
said
game.
Scorpion.
I already talked about Scorpion. I was shouting and I probably woke up my neighbors talking about Scorpion. I probably woke up my neighbors yelling about Scorpion.
Oh, damn it, you were doing a bullhead. Darius?
Darius? He doesn't exist. The Order Realm has only been referenced, to my knowledge, one time in the new timeline, and that was in Johnny Cage's non-canon MK9 ending.
Yeah. Kotaro is not in the new timeline, I bet.
Hotaru... No, he's not, because again, we've only seen the Order Realm, once, to my knowledge. We've seen Havoc. Havoc is in the comic book, and I hate to say it, Havoc actually does do some kind of cool stuff in the comic book. I honestly can't describe how sick to my stomach having to compliment the new timeline felt just now. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, there is one thing I really like about the new timeline. Even though technically this character exists in the old timeline, she wasn't playable, and that's Scarlet. Even though, you know what? I'm gonna say, well, even though the thing about Scarlet, which was established in the new timeline, was that she's made of blood, and she drenches the blood of her enemies onto herself and absorbs their strength and energy and shit. So she becomes stronger by bathing in blood. So somebody explain to me why in the freaking new game is she covered from head to toe if her powers rely on her getting blood on her skin?
She kinda existed as an urban legend back then.
She existed. She was a canonical character, but she was. Yeah, she canonically existed in both timelines, but she wasn't playable. That is what I'm saying. And that's one thing I'll give the new timeline, is it let me play as Scarlet. And Scarlet's the closest thing to a vampire I'm gonna get, so I'll take it. But somebody explain to me why, if your frickin' power is to get blood on your skin and get stronger, why would you cover yourself up completely? That's just stupid. That's like Superman wearing a belt made of kryptonite. That's dumb. Ugh. Hate one.
Oh shoot! Oh, okay. So she has to cut herself to get stronger?
No. She has to bathe in the blood of others to get stronger. I mean, her blood, she can use her blood as a weapon. Like she can control it and stuff.
Oh, damn it. Why did I do that?
I don't know.
Sorry, my nose
But
was
someone
itching.
explain what?
My nose was itching, so...
Oh, okay. I thought you were reading another comment. Also, person who's watching, if you're wearing headphones, I'm really sorry because I've probably hurt your ears with all my yelling about this. But you could say I am passionate man.
What the? You were not even blocking!
Predictable.
How the heck? Oh, damn it.
I'm actually, I'll actually be surprised if I don't get a noise complaint tomorrow morning. Somebody's gonna.
Always
Somebody-
back to the
somebody's gonna-
roster question. I kind of think ideas of a crossover game similar to Blaze Blue Cross Tag.
What do you mean? A crossover of what? Personally, I think that Dead or Alive, Soul Calibur, and Tekken should have a crossover. That's what I think. And throw in Bloody Roar. I don't know if you've ever played Bloody Roar. You probably haven't, because most people haven't played Bloody Roar, and I don't know what it is when I talk about it. But it is what it is. Nothing I can do. I will end this nightmare.
Wise choice.
I will end this nightmare.
Oh, crap. Oh yeah, did you hear about the new world being Arcana Heart?
Yeah. I told you about that. Oh, you're talking to the other person.
Yes.
Personally, I'm kind of upset. I was really banking on my Theo theory.
Sink into your soul.
I've no time for you. Let's end this quickly. Battle 1. Fight! Okay, let's go. Over here. What?
But yeah, I'm a passionate man with stuff I like.
Damn it!
I shall not forget.
Get this pain.
Fight! Know the power of the appeal. Over here. Okay, let's go. What?
Damn it.
Wouldn't have to rely on this strength. But yeah, I'm very passionate about Mortal Kombat. It was one of the many fighting games that my Uncle Ronnie introduced me to when I was a kid. I hold it near and dear to my heart. And you know, you actually didn't ask about the character that I have the most reasons to yell about. If you liked my yelling about Scorpion.
Raiden?
Welcome to the stage of history.
Well, I can, well, you know, I can complain about Raiden, but I can't yell about Raiden. Really? Well, no, I can kind of yell about Raiden, but what annoying? Well, okay, the first problem, for one thing, in the reboot MK9, we see Dark Raiden fighting Shao Kahn, even though first Shao Kahn should be dead because halfway up the frickin' pyramid, Onaga comes up, he picks up Shao Kahn, he flies like 1,000 frickin' miles away. So what you're telling me is that Shao Kahn, with his bare hands, killed Onaga in the middle of the sky, fell like 1,000 feet, somehow didn't die, just evil Knieveled over to the pyramid. I'm coming. He just ran over there, killed Blaze, killed Taven, killed Dagon, killed Zombie Liu Kang, and was there to fight Raiden, even though, if you watch the damn intro, Raiden was in the skull hands created by Shinnok, not Kung Lao. And also, that should be evil Raiden, who is basically like a super strict dictator version of Raven. He's Earthrealm first, all the way, whatever it takes to defend Earthrealm. All who challenge it or betray it are like less than scum to him. Yeah, they deserve death. They deserve to be destroyed. That's his thing. That's why he kills Shujinko in his ending in Deception. So, explain to me why at the beginning of 9, even though he's supposed to canonically be evil Raiden and also supposed to be on the ground in the freaking skeleton hands, explain to me how he's not only up on the freaking pyramid, and explain to me why he's a good guy! Even though, because evil Raiden or Dark Raiden, whatever you want to call him, is the same thing, is not a good person! In fact, in the Armageddon story, he and Shao Kahn make a deal that if he prevents Taven from completing the quest and helps Shao Kahn get the prize, then he would abandon his claim to Earthrealm. Which was why Raiden fought Taven in the first place.
No! I hate it when you do that. But yeah. Continue on. I'm sorry. But continue on, I'm sorry.
Well, really, that's the majority. That's really the root of all the problems with Raiden in the new timeline. The only other complaints I can really give are the fact that, well, for one thing, if you play MKX, at the end of MKX, Dark Raiden, in a specific outfit that you can unlock in the game, takes Shinnok's severed head to the Netherrealm and shows it to Dark Emperor Liu Kang and Dark Emperor's katana. But in the prologue for Mortal Kombat 11, we see him in a completely different outfit before he's taken the head to the Netherrealm. So we have to logically assume that he got this fancy golden armor, took it off, stripped into his MKX evil outfit, went back to get Shinnok's head, came back, and is gonna then use the fancy golden armor for the events of 11.
Let's do this.
Reptile.
Yeah, Reptile was made into a complete jobber. No, in the original timeline, Sizal, which actually is his canonical name, he was from the realm of Zatara, which was conquered by Shao Kahn, although the exact way it happened has been changed a few times in both timelines. But anyway, he was a servant to Shao Kahn, but he wasn't like, because MK9, they kind of make him like this mindless animal, and then in MKX they make him this, they just make him an idiot, who is like just there, but is constantly failing. The thing is, Reptile is not a failure. In fact, Sizal was a general of the Zataran army. He's a good warrior. That's why he's alive. Like, that's why he's alive to begin with. So, his role really in the first 3 Mortal Kombats is just that. Serve as a general to Shao Kahn, blah 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 blah. Then in MK4, after Shao Kahn's defeat at the hands of Earthrealm and the invasion of Netherrealm led by Shinnok and Quan Chi, Reptile sees an opportunity to move up in the world. I mean, you go from serving a tyrannical dictator to a fallen elder god. You know, you're moving up in society, man. It's pretty cool. So he does that. The Netherrealm's defeated by Liu Kang. So then Reptile, after that, just kind of becomes his own agent because he can't go back to Shao Kahn at this point, and Shinnok lost. So he becomes his own guy. He just kind of wanders around for a few years. In the old timeline, he actually finds some other Zaterrans. The specific names of them I don't remember, but they plan to form a new Zaterra.
Yeah.
But then, around the events of Deadly Alliance, Reptile, in his searchings around the wastelands of Outworld, finds an egg guarded by a bunch of hooded dudes. These hooded dudes are the holy men of the Dragon King Onaga, and Reptile's body, being a Zaterran, makes him ideal to be used as the surrogate body for Onaga's spirit. Which, so yes, with the Deception Onaga is Reptile's body. But after Onaga's defeated and returned to his original body, he's still alive, and Reptile's released to his normal form. Then Reptile goes to the Red Dragon base, sees them trying to create dragon people, which he sees as an insult to the Zaterran race, so he wants to destroy all that. He kind of fails at that because he's knocked out by Taven. Then he shows up at the Battle of Armageddon.
Yeah, but what was wrong with him in the new timeline?
Oh, getting to that. So, in Mortal Kombat 9, he's taken from being this general chosen specifically by Shao Kahn because of his warrior skills and intelligence, and he's made into a blubbering animal who can't even speak.
Let's do this.
So, then in MKX, he's made into... Well, for one thing, he got one of the worst costumes he's ever had. Secondly, he's just made into this jobber who just decides to work for whoever's in charge of Outworld for no defined reason. Like in the original timeline, it's because he was offered something or other by Shao Kahn because Shao Kahn respected his warrior skills, and Syzal was happy to please someone who saw his potential. But in the new timeline, we have no idea why Reptile stays in Outworld. He just does. But he's completely useless, so you have to question, why do the leaders of Outworld keep him around if he has yet to have a single accomplishment?
Alright.
It triggers me. And that's really all he's done. He's literally done nothing worth saying in the yes, in the comics, but in the new timeline, he's done nothing. Like, you see all that crap I had to say about him from the first timeline? He's done literally nothing in the new timeline, but get beat up by Takeda, get beat up by Johnny Cage. He's been beat up by Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? What's up? Not
Katana.
killer. Well. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait till this fight's over to explain Katana, because I'm gonna yell about Katana.
Oh damn it, that was horrible.
Alright, so in the original timeline, Katana actually knew that Shao Kahn wasn't her real father. She had actually, on multiple times, attempted to rebel against him and overthrow him in Outworld to avenge her homeland of Edenia. Now, around the time she actually is playable in the games, which is MK2, she is placed under a spell by Shang Tsung to believe, along with Jade, to believe that not only is Katana the actual daughter of Shao Kahn, but Melina is her twin sister. Blah, 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 blah. Well, then she's freed of that spell through the help of the Earthrealmers, particularly her future hubby, Liu Kang. Best Mortal Kombat protagonist. But anyway, so after they do that, and they defeat Shao Kahn, and some of the realms that Shao Kahn had conquered are freed with his defeat, such as Edenia, the Vampire Realm, and I want to say one more, but I could be wrong about that. Katana, along with her resurrected mother Sindel, and her loyal best friend Jade, go back to rebuild Edenia. And now she comes back to help out in Mortal Kombat 4 when Shinnok, well, because Shinnok in the original timeline, he was looking for something in Edenia that would give him more power. So the fighting actually started in Edenia. The Jinsei, which is what they look for in, which is what he looks for in MKX, is just something they made up for that game. That did not exist in the original timeline. So, during Shinnok's invasion in the original timeline, Goro, who had become a friend of Katana's because Goro actually had character in the original timeline, he died. She mourns. No. I'm sorry. That's Deadly Alliance. That's Deadly Alliance. My bad. She forges an alliance with Goro, starting off their friendship that would last for a few years, actually, along with Kung Lao. She offers Liu Kang the chance to rule at her side as the king of Edenia, but he declines because he wants to stay in Earthrealm and remain its protector and protect the land and people that he loves. And she completely understands that, although she does wish they could be together. Then in Deadly Alliance, when Liu Kang is killed, she attends his funeral, and it's said that she openly wished that he had joined her long ago in Edenia. So she then vows to defeat the Deadly Alliance, joining sides with Raiden's Forces of Light, along with the Special Forces, Raicho, and a few other people. But after the resurrection of the Dragon King, Katana is captured and placed under mind control and forced to serve him. She is then freed by Sindel and Jade, her mother and best friend. And that actually ties into a really cool thing about Sindel's story that they completely ruined with the shitty new timeline. After she is freed, she goes back to ruling Edenia and makes a special forces base in Edenia for the Forces of Light, and just basically seeks to defeat all the bad guys of the Mortal Kombat universe. Now, in the new timeline, she just believes Shao Kahn has always been her father, even though canonically she was there for the murder of King Jarek, her father.
Battle 1. Fight.
She just believes that she is from Outworld. She doesn't know about Edenia or any of that stuff. Then you go through MK9, and she's supposed to learn about all that stuff. She finds Melina. Melina's created there, even though canonically she should have been created years earlier. But let's just change things because we can. Which is just annoying.
Victory goes to the last one.
Then she's killed off unceremoniously by resurrected Sindel, who should not be near as powerful as she's presented to be, but whatever. I'll save that for later. And then after that, she's just a mindless zombie.
Oh,
And much like every other character so far, has done next to nothing in the new timeline. All she's done in the new timeline is be a jobber, and despite being the Princess of Outworld, personally trained to be an assassin and bodyguard of Shao Kahn, she cannot hold her own in a fight against Cassie Cage, who should be the equivalent of a rookie.
but yeah. Rain?
Well, in the original timeline, Rain was a warrior. He wasn't actually a ninja. He's never actually canonically been a ninja. He just dresses like one. But he betrayed Edenia to fight for Shao Kahn because Shao Kahn offered him a seat of power, and Rain is a very power-hungry, prideful, a horrible, shitty man. So he betrayed his homeland and his people for, you know, some power. Obviously, as we all know, Shao Kahn loses. And Rain is left to now kind of just wander around. He learns that he is actually the half-blooded son of the god Argus, who is the he's the protector god for Edenia. Basically, Edenia's Raiden, if you will. So he then seeks to gain power and his own sort of throne through what he believes should be the worship of him as the new Edenian god. He doesn't really do much that impacts the game's main events, other than he learns of the quest that's supposed to decide the fate of the realms, and he tries to kill Taven and Dagon. That's really all he did in the original timeline, but he at least had a defined purpose for belonging, like for being there. In the new timeline, we have no idea what his, why he's involved in the stuff with that world at all. Now, he is a DLC character for Mortal Kombat 9, and they give, like, a sort of story for him in his ending, explaining that he was the general of Shao Kahn, like in the original timeline. He found out he was, son of a god, blah, 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 blah. But we don't know if he actually knows any of that stuff in the new timeline. I don't even think they mention Argus in the new timeline. So, like just about everyone else, they're there, but they don't do anything.
Brute force, is it?
Yeah.
Battle 2. Fight.
I mean,
Meat.
realistically, Rain didn't do a lot in the original timeline, but he could have. And when they did the reboot, they had a chance to make him do stuff. I mean, they could have had him involved in these other stories, but instead of doing that, let's introduce some new characters. They had, like, okay, if memory serves, canonically playable characters, there were around 63 in Armageddon. If you specifically had the Wii version, which gave you extra character Chameleon, which was the female equivalent of Chameleon from Mortal Kombat Trilogy, I believe. Specifically the not the N64. Was it the N64 version? Well, whatever. She was an exclusive character in a Nintendo port of an older Mortal Kombat game. Whatever. It's not that important. But anyway, so they had all these characters, and instead of expanding upon the ones that didn't get a lot of expansion in the original timeline, they just threw them away. And the characters that they kept around, they changed for no reason, but they want to claim that this is the same story because it's an in-continuity reboot. It's not a full-on reboot where it just starts from blank. It's a reset of the same universe, so events before the reset and the stuff that would have happened anyway that aren't directly affected by the actions of the reset shouldn't be changed, but they are, and that's just really shitty, because to a lot of people, like, these stories and these characters meant a lot. They were important to them, and it impacted a lot of people's lives. And to me personally, it's just really shitty that, like, for me at least, over a decade of my life that I spent learning these characters, getting to know these stories, is just completely thrown away. And that's how a lot of like older fans like me of Mortal Kombat feel with the new timeline, because it feels like the newer thing, like the new characters they introduce all just feel kind of lazy, like it's a half-assed idea. Like, we have a new generation of shit. What just happened?
You're requesting.
Oh, how do I've never done that before. How do I undo that?
I don't know. Options.
I
actually don't know.
I'm pressing every button here. I don't know what to do. Private room. Well, shit. There's literally... I can't change it back.
Me neither.
I can't do anything. Do I just have to... What do I have to do?
Yeah, you might have to make a new room.
Well, whatever. I'll do that, I guess. Alright, actually...
Well, anyway, Meat?
Meat is never mentioned at all in the new timeline. I don't even think he exists.
Noob Saibot?
Well, Noob Saibot was created differently. In the original timeline, when Scorpion murdered the first Sub-Zero, his soul was corrupted because of the Scorpion spirit that inhabited Scorpion's soul, which gives him the fire powers and all that. I explained that earlier. And he became a wraith, which is why he has the the black form and the shadow powers and all that stuff. He didn't really do much outside of just kind of be evil. Because his goal was to amass an army in the Netherrealm. He did join the Brotherhood of Shadow. That is accurate. He technically, in the original timeline, he formed the Brotherhood of Shadow, but they served Shinnok all the same. Hold on.
Battle 1. Fight. Battle 1. Fight.
Hold on. How do I do this? It still says I'm resting. Oh no, it says I'm okay. Never mind. Anyway, eventually he found the cyborg body of Smoke, and he reprogrammed it to serve him, which is why if you've ever played Deception, because Noob is controlling cybernetic Smoke. He's controlling his body through reprogramming him. Although the real Smoke is still in there, he's still conscious. His body serves Noob.
Welcome
What?
to the stage of history.
What's up?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to at least win a match.
His final act in the original timeline was a siege on the Lin Kuei Temple, the new Lin Kuei, formed by his younger brother, the new Sub-Zero and current Grand Master of the Lin Kuei, in which you experience, if you've ever played the story for Armageddon, you are there as Taven when it gets invaded, and you help Sub-Zero fight off the Brotherhood of Shadow. In the new timeline, he is created by Quan Chi, and well, he fights Cyber Sub-Zero, and he fights Cabal, and that's about it. He is thrown into the Soulnado by Nightwolf, and he has never been seen again.
Fight to your last breath. Battle 2. Fight.
Speaking of, wait, no, Baraka.
Baraka died.
Goro.
Nothing really about his story was changed. He still serves Shao Kahn, and he died.
Goro.
What? Goro. Well, for one, he was changed from being his own man to being a subservient force to Shao Kahn, for really no reason. In the original timeline, the Shao Kahn, ruled by King Gorbak, Goro's father, served Shao Kahn out of respect because he was the lord of the land. It was like an honor thing. In the new timeline, he won some tournaments for Outworld. He still killed the Great Kung Lao. That still happened. That happens in both timelines. But now in the comics for the new timeline, if I remember correctly, Goro dies. But I don't remember that 100%. So I'm gonna say he either dies in the comic book or his MKX appearance is canonical, and he just takes the place of his father, King Gorbak, and then is probably never going to be seen again. Because that's just what happens. You have characters that have existed for 20 years, and a lot of people like them, but nope, let's just throw them off to the wind. You gonna ready up, my man? Okay, thank you.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Kano.
Zasalamel.
Wise choice.
Wait, is this person seriously still listed off character? I figured they would have gotten annoyed by me yelling about a video game for this long.
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, Kano's really only changes are in the original version of MK2. Kano was actually captured along with Sonya by the forces of Outworld to use as hostages to convince the heroes to go to Outworld and compete in Shao Kahn's tournament. Kano did not work for the Outworlders before then. That's something they changed, and really it doesn't make any sense why they changed it. I don't know, I don't get it, but whatever. He didn't get all the cybernetic upgrades he gets in MKX, for one thing. And, well, actually, he did do something else. He expanded the Black Dragon. They had a whole war going on with the Red Dragon, who I don't know if they exist or not in the new timeline. The Red Dragon. I know they're referenced, but I don't know if they actually exist. Really, that was Kano's only change outside of Kano was involved in the events of Deadly Alliance, but those don't happen now because Quan Chi and Shang Tsung are both dead. So I'm gonna assume that well, we know that Kano is gonna be in MK11, so we can assume he's either going to be changed horribly, or he's going to die, and we're never going to see him again, because he's a classic character, and that's just what we do at NetherRealm Studios.
Stay still and let me slay. Battle 3. Fight.
Kung Lao.
Well, in the original timeline, Kung Lao was a brash, arrogant, egotistical hothead who competed with Liu Kang and just about everything. They were best friends like brothers. They trained together, they fought together, and they understood each other. So much so that when Kung Lao died, or I'm sorry, Liu Kang died in Deadly Alliance, Kung Lao took it upon himself to train his body to the point that he could defeat Shang Tsung under Master Bo Rai Cho. He had this he wanted to avenge his ancestor who was killed by Goro, which he attempted in Mortal Kombat 4, but he was convinced to find peace with Goro by Katana, and even some wise words from Goro. Goro even lamenting he had great respect for Kung Lao's ancestor.
Claim victory and bask in the glory.
In the new timeline, he dies, and then he gets beat up by Jax.
I was wondering if you mentioned Jax many times. What about him?
Well, Jax in the original time, for one thing, how Jax loses his shirt in the original timeline is so much cooler he straight up tanks through a fireball from Shang Tsung, lighting his shirt on fire. He then rips it off and fights bare-chested against a bunch of Tarkatans. Freaking alpha, by the way.
Okay.
And, okay, we actually don't know where he got the cybernetics in the original timeline. That was never actually explained. We just kind of assume he had them for reasons. They look cool. They function. It doesn't really matter where they came from.
My mission is what matters.
It actually kind of matters.
No, it really doesn't. It's cool. They're effective. He beats up the bad guys. Why do we need to know? Do we need to know where Batman got those parts to build the Batmobile? No. We just need to know that he has the Batmobile. Stay down. Well, anyway. Jax, along with Sonya, formed, from the U.S. military, they formed the Special Forces, which is a defense force against other realms, particularly Outworld, and eventually the Chaos Realm and the Nether Realm, and stuff like that. They're sort of like the military presence for that sort of thing. Jax does... Jax's MK4 ending is canon, where he throws Jarek off the cliff. That happened. Then in Deadly Alliance, he and Sonya kind of lead the operation from their base in Earthrealm. He helps fight against Onaga. During his rise to power after the death of Shao Kahn and the Deadly Alliance and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Then he is hit by Shao Kahn's hammer in the Armageddon intro, and that is the last we saw of him in the original timeline. In the new timeline, he is there. He is captured by Shang Tsung. He gets killed. He spends 20 years as a revenant. Then he is brought back to life and helps in the capture of Quan Chi. So he actually did something. Not nearly as much as he did in the original timeline, but hey, at least he did something. That's more than we can say for some other characters.
Yeah.
My abyss shall take you. Now,
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
Extermination complete. Proceeding to the next mission.
Alright.
I like Diet Coke. Yeah, him. I'm very passionate, man, about Mortal Kombat. I'm very passionate, man.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Oddly enough, though, Mortal Kombat is not the thing I am most passionate about.
Yeah, what are you passionate about is right here.
I will end this nightmare.
Yeah,
And possibly
my
dead
favorite.
or alive.
I'm passionate about Dead or Alive, but the writers haven't ruined Dead or Alive. No, the Soul Calibur story is going on stronger than ever. Bloody Roar is a dead franchise and it'll never come back.
Let's end this quickly.
Wings Club, which is the best cartoon ever, by the way, has fallen from its pedestal of greatness, but it's making its way back.
Swing left.
Battle to
That's alright.
fight.
Your blade is tinged with regret.
Die!
Not forget this pain.
What do you hope to achieve?
Fight.
Over here. Ready?
You are indeed strong.
Oh my god.
And I would say the Spider-Man comics can be saved,
Claim
but I don't believe so.
Oh, speaking of, why would you tell,
No, I'm not gonna
why?
yell about Spider-Man right now. No. If I yell about Spider-Man, you're gonna get kicked off of YouTube.
What?
I'm gonna say a lot of advertiser unfriendly words. If
What, something about Spider-Verse?
Oh no! I was saying if I complain, if I start yelling about all the things that have destroyed the greatest superhero ever, Spider-Man,
Wise choice.
I'm gonna say a lot of naughty terms that'll get you kicked off of YouTube.
Oh, well, okay.
I have a lot of very heartfelt words to say about what Marvel has done with Spider-Man.
Oh, I was,
the desire for power leads the warriors to the
I was
arid
talking about only
desert.
for the Spider-Verse, but okay.
Let the power of my
Oh
words.
well, if I start yelling about Spider-Verse, I'm gonna start yelling about the comic books.
Say that again.
Battle 1. Fight.
Well, I wanted to make the guy confirm about me saying about... Because I did tell him that you hated.
I do.
Just a slight burn, perhaps.
Okay, that was a new one. You did a good charge move.
You're falling apart.
Interesting. Something I need to do.
Battle 2. Fight.
Little coward.
Over here.
Where shall I begin?
Good.
Over here. Over here.
Battle 3. Fight!
Over here. I've waited for this. My abyss shall take you. Satisfied now?
This is
Battle
the pit.
4. Fight!
Little coward.
Over here.
Playing dirty. Little coward. Quit screaming.
Yeah. We kind of ran out of stuff to talk about, I suppose.
Oh no, I'm full concentration here.
Fight!
Where shall I begin? Stop resisting. Playing dirty. Little coward.
Over here. What?
Scream for me.
No!
Beautiful.
Hans.
Can't be it, right?
I've waited for this. My abyss
Beast
shall take you.
shall take you.
Satisfied now?
But now,
Over here.
Aw, you're falling apart.
Yeah, I fall apart.
I feel much better.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
I'm gonna sit right here and watch you bleed out.
I'm about to snap my finger.
I think that's a good place to call it for this stream, my man.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you. This saddens me.
Why is that?
Hold on.